To solve this equation by the addition method, you'll need to line up the variable that's the same. So in this case, you're going to need to move the y squared over, but you got to watch in that second equation when you move the y squared over that the negative still stays with the 2x. When you solve by the addition method, one of the variables needs to drop out. In this case, the x's cannot drop out because x squared and x are not like terms. The only variable that can drop out or be eliminated is the y squared. To do that, you multiply one of the equations by -1. I selected the bottom equation just because. You could pick either one though. This is x squared plus y squared equals 9. And on the bottom I'm going to multiply through by -1. That's what the m's representing. So I have a positive 2x minus y squared equals -9. When I add these two equations together, the y squared minus y squared cancels. On the other side, the x squared and the 2x can't be combined. You can't add them together, so the only thing you can do is just write them as separate terms. X squared plus 2x equals 0. At this point, when you have a quadratic and it's set equal to 0, you factor. The common term that can be factored out is an x. And I'm left with x plus 2. From here, set each factor equal to 0, solve for x. So one value is x equals 0, the other one is going to be x equals -2. What that means is you found the x-coordinate for the 2 points. So one is 0, the other is -2. And to find the appropriate y-coordinate, you need to plug back into one of the two equations and then solve. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. If I pick the bottom equation, y squared minus 2 times 0 equals 9. 2 times 0 is 0, so I end up with just y squared equals 9. Take the square root to both sides, and I have two values for y. Y equals either plus or minus 3. So really that's two separate points, 0, 3 and 0, -3. When I do the same for x equals -2, I have y squared minus 2 times -2 equals 9. Y squared plus 4 equals 9, and then solve for y squared. Subtract 4 from both sides, and then take the square root. And again, I'm going to have two values, plus or minus the square root of 5. So I have -2 plus or minus the square root of 5 as my y-coordinate for that point. And again, this means I have four answers: 0, 3, 0, -3, -2, square root of 5, and -2, negative square root of 5.